Good morning, I'm Dave Redbond, and it's my pleasure to bring to you the thought for the day, which will also be launching our theme for this current year, which we are calling Significant Seasons. And the thoughts I want to share with you this morning have been entitled Signs of Spring. The shortest day has passed, and slowly at first the length of daylight will increase. In my garden there is evidence everywhere that there is a new season on its way. We have bulbs that are beginning to sprout, and the birds are starting to establish their breeding territories. Some bird song is starting to be heard, including the robin, wren and great tit. It is always exciting when I see the evidence of new life as we enter into a new year and into a new season. For so many of us, the year that has just gone has proved to be very challenging. The pandemic has robbed us of many of the things that we have taken for granted. We've missed being able to gather together and sing and hug and enjoy meals together. We've missed meeting with our families when we wanted to and spending time with friends. It has seemed to have been a dark time for so many of us. We have in some ways seen it as a season without life. And yet, as with the winter season, if we look, we can see the evidence that there are the signs of spring and of a new season breaking out. We read these words in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. The writer goes on to give a long list of activities, some which we would welcome with open arms, and others with which we would neither welcome them or indeed we would wish to avoid them. Our theme for this new year is called Significant Seasons. As we journey together and consider what the Bible reveals about significant seasons, we will see that God is sovereign over every season that we encounter in life. It is also clear that the church and God's people will go through different seasons. In our winter experience, we can feel it as dark and hopeless, yet during this time God is at work. We cannot experience a spring unless there has been a winter. In the same way, when we enter our spring season, despite the hope and evidence of new life that it brings, we need to enter into the new season of summer and then autumn, because each season is significant, and as it states in the verse above, there is a season and a reason for it. When I expand on this theme in my keynote talk, I will share about some of the following headings. The seasons are a covenant from God. The seasons are created for a purpose. The seasons are controlled by God. The seasons contrast from each other. The seasons are central to life itself. The seasons are a catalyst for change. The seasons convey God's glory. The seasons are crucial for growth. The seasons challenge our behaviour. The seasons communicate a message. Came across a video called The Seasons of Life by an unknown author, which reads as follows. There was a man who had 4 sons. He wanted his sons to learn not to judge things too quickly. So he sent them each on a quest in turn to go and look at a pear tree that was a great distance away. The first son went in the winter, the second in the spring, the third in the summer, and the youngest in the fall. When they had all gone and come back, he called them together to describe what they had seen. The first son said that the tree was ugly, bent and twisted. The second son said no, it was covered with green buds and full of promise. The third son disagreed. He said it was laden with blossom that smelled so sweet and looked so beautiful, it was the most graceful thing he had ever seen. The last son disagreed with all of them. He said it was ripe and drooping with fruit, full of life and fulfillment. The man then explained to his sons that they were all right, because they had each seen but one season in the tree's life. He told them that you cannot judge a tree or a person but only one season, and the essence of who they are, and the pleasure, joy and love that comes from that life can only be measured at the end, when all the seasons are up. If you give up when it's winter, you will miss the promise of your spring, the beauty of your summer, and the fulfillment of your autumn. Don't judge your life by one difficult season. Don't let the pain of one season destroy the joy of all the rest. As I, along with the other leaders, share our thoughts on the subject of significant seasons amongst other Bible passages and characters that we'll be looking at, we will consider the book of Ruth and the lives of the people that are written about in this book. We see in their lives the different seasons revealed. Take Naomi as an example, who experienced the cold winter season of loss, disappointment, grief and bitterness, yet discovered the season of spring revealed by the love and commitment of her daughter-in-law Ruth, and then the season of summer as Boaz comes to her rescue and becomes her rescuer and redeemer, till finally she knew the fruitfulness of her autumn season as she cradled Obed in her arms, who was to be the grandfather of King David, from whose line the Messiah would come. I do not know what season you may be in at this present time, but you need to know that even if it seems to be a difficult time, and it is your significant season for you personally, and that there is a plan that is being unfolded in your life as God works both in that season and through what is taking place during that season. At the moment, they're here at the beginning of this new year, we are still experiencing the chill of winter, but there is the hope because of the covenant-keeping God that has declared, as long as earth remains, there will be planting and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night, as we read in Genesis chapter 8, verse 22. We thank God for every season and its significance, and wait with expectation to discover the plan he has for us as individuals and as a church, and as we see it unfold, knowing that it will lead to fruitfulness and to overflow in the season that we will be entering into. May God bless you.